must be the most chillest place I've been. Never seen a city or a district so chilled like Kedah. You get people like opening shop lots and grocery shops right in the middle of a housing estate. You get hotels running, homestays in corner lots, in rich bungalow areas. Parking is horrendous, troubles the neighbors, but nobody complains. It's amazing. It's also very flat, which is nice, because then you don't have to deal with high-end buildings and stuff. And yeah. So we're off to a kedai kopi. Something's on fire or some cat needs rescuing. Go out of the way! Move, move! Abang Bomba. So I was just talking about the fact that you need to do some research on where you want to eat, and the fact that you can only eat 2 to 3 meals, maximum 5 meals a day, or every 4 hours, including the time you sleep, makes meals more important for me in terms of variety, taste and texture. These days food is not so much eating to get full, but just to go by to the next event or the next experience, right? So excuse me. Having said that, the whole search for the best food always starts with local knowledge, and local knowledge comes from how startups build services and products for the locals, right? And so a very classic example from Grab is that in a city like not KL, but in Vietnam, where you have Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, and they built 2 separate apps or 2 separate services and applications within the apps, because Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are totally 2 separate entities, even though it's the same country. And it's also a fact that in India or in Myanmar or Burma, you have different languages, even though it's one country. So in Malaysia as well, you would realize that localization is key, and so local knowledge is basically knowing where the locals eat, where they hang out, what they do. And once you know a local, it makes everything so much easier. Oh, this is the drain yesterday I was referring to. Couldn't see it in the dark. But anyway, this is Sultan Abdul Halim, the late Sultan. I think he's been king for like 3 times in his lifetime, because he started off very young. But anyway, back to local knowledge. And so local knowledge is a fact that, oh yeah, the bus stops in Kedah, Alusta, are amazing. Uncle, buat apa ni? So anyway, so local knowledge, back to local knowledge. And so how do I find a local, right? It's always difficult unless you hit the forums, do your legwork, build relationships, make friends with the locals. Today I'm not going to the market yet. I'm just going for breakfast because I've been hungry since last night. Kway Teow had like 4 prawns, and that's all the protein I had. And so local knowledge is digitized in apps like Foursquare, Google Maps for food. Of course, you know, if you're looking for different things, there are different platforms and channels to look out for. We as a family has been relying on Foursquare, and so we get all the kids and wife, and we hit Foursquare because Foursquare drives a lot of product listings and listings in terms of locations for the likes of Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot, and so Foursquare has come a long way. I think when they launched Gowala and Foursquare was back in the iPhone 1s or 2s, and so Foursquare has changed their UI, so there's a lot of data which we like has been left out in terms of the number of reviews, because less people are using the app. Oh, so beautiful river. It looked fantastic last time, but it looks like it's overflowing somehow or another. I'm not sure how the flood situation is here. So anyway, Foursquare has left out a lot of details, like so the number of reviews and the averaging reviews makes a difference. But because you have aging data back in 2016-17, having 1 million reviews in 2016 and 1 review in 2024 will affect the average, right? So I think that's what they're doing in terms of mopping up the data. Oh, restaurant SMR, nasi lemak power. Everything is royal here because of the blue and green. Fantastic. So anyway, so they've been mopping up the data, and we've not been able to get the number of reviews. And if you realize, a review is as good as it being current. Like the latest review can be months, weeks, or years, right? And so what we used to do is we rely so much on Foursquare. We click on, the closest to where we are, and then it ranks it based on reviews, and the ranking of reviews basically gives you the ability to choose and pick which outlet you want to go to. Of course, we filter and avoid every other chain restaurant, so no supermarkets, no chains that you can actually eat wherever you are, but we tend to go to the one outlet shops, right? So having said that, Foursquare is a no-go, and so we've been relying so much on Google Maps these days, where we have to also find the nearest. So if you're in a particular location, or you're going to a particular location, you key in the location that you want to go to, and then basically search restaurants nearby. And so on the desktop or in the app, there's a button restaurants, and so that's the restaurants nearby. And so now you're left with a lot of options with no filters on Google, because Google's a map, not a location for food or listing. And so that's the problem. So now you gotta filter things like what's the best reviews, what's the whether it's halal or not. Then you gotta figure out are the reviews valid, right? When was the last review done? And then you got to see the reviewer, right? I mean, if the reviewer is like he's only done once, or he's only done a few reviews, then it's obviously biased. And if he's got some badges and he's a local reviewer, then obviously he brings more substance, having tried many places, right? So today we're at Kopitiam Ukir Mall. I don't see a mall, but let's see where. So it's supposed to be in front of the right side. So anyway, so again, reading reviews is one, reading the most recent reviews is another. After reading the reviews, you gotta figure out whether the reviewer is legit and he makes sense, and then you need to figure out the halal status if you're Muslim. So a lot of things go into this big picture of finding a good place to eat in a new town or a new kampung. A lot of times I'm always on the desktop, and so the desktop allows me to look at it in a very big picture, and so I tend to want to know where to go in terms of point A, point B, and then from point A, point B, I would is this a one-way? Yeah, from point A, point B, what I do is I normally figure out what my path is, and so if I know my path, what I'll normally do is I will just basically scroll the map, right? So I'll just scroll upwards and just basically see what's on my left and right side. So yeah, so that's basically it. There's obviously more to come, but I've reached my destination, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.